biggest change we had to make in terms of assignments was if we'd been meeting in person, students would have been doing their final group projects using materials from either Rauner or the Hood. Obviously, it wasn't possible once all the students were sent home. The subject librarian for history was really helpful in terms of helping us find materials related to the topics we identified. I had students look at the 1918 flu epidemic, the AIDS crisis, Hurricane Katrina, things that had happened over the last century that bore some resemblance to the coronavirus epidemic.
The assignments were the same, except for that in the UI UX design class, the prompts would be related to COVID. So do a journey map for going and buying groceries during a pandemic.
Human evolution class was entirely asynchronous. I didn't do any major exams. It would be a quiz that would assess their comprehension for the week. What I loved about it was that they could do it at their own pace, that if they had something going on at home, that they could not participate in class at a particular time, that was okay.
The biggest thing in terms of assignments was that we were missing the lab in terms of the hands-on experience that the lab gives. And so what I tried to do through these Canvas discussion assignments was that every week I had the students go out into their backyard or a nearby park, even if they didn't have access to that, like a potted plant, everything's an ecosystem, right? And go out and observe their ecosystem and start actually making measurements within their ecosystem. And so to actually kind of get the lab experience through these assignments. There were 8 of these, I think, throughout the course, and they ranged from trying to figure out how you would actually estimate a population for both a species that's stationary, so like plants, and then a species that moves, like squirrels or birds. And then the cool thing is that everybody's in like different places and they have different species and different ecosystems. So then they would share that experience and compare it with others within their group.
We tweaked our assignments and our projects a little bit to allow for the students to be able to use whatever supplies they had around. And in so doing, we wound up inventing a couple of new projects that were more conducive to being built with household materials. And we realized it doesn't really matter that much which specific materials the students manipulate, as long as they get to manipulate physical materials and see how their ideas come into reality. It turns out that could you do that with cardboard and cereal boxes you have around your kitchen and scotch tape and duct tape? And yeah, of course you can.